gonna pull some cards this time, y'all. I was gonna pull them last time, but I just had to say that as far as the bullying goes, because people are ignorant. It's just, it is what it is. They're ignorant, and it goes too far with people who just want some attention. And when they get in position of power, that makes it 10 times worse. So we really need to be careful about who we put in these positions of power. We really need to be careful about who we allow certain resources to, who we allow to learn certain practices. Truth be told, I was saying that's why God keeps certain things from certain people. That's at least why it was intended for certain things to be kept away from certain people. Yeah. We've gotten to a place now where we just allow anybody to learn certain things. On top of that, we can Google just about anything and learn it just on the internet, but that is unfortunate. Anyway, Pisces. What is this? It was Pisces. I pulled Pisces card last, so that's what we're about to do now, Pisces, y'all. So, Holy Spirit, Archangels, please allow me to channel a message around my Pisces collective. Spirit guides, ancestors of the highest white light only. Please tell us what we need to know. Please and thank you. Says trust. You have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. So your intuition is working the way it should be working. Trust that it's telling you what you need to know. And move in the direction it is guiding you to move in. Because although sometimes we can feel disconnected from our gifts, because that's what people want you to feel, that may not always be the case. People could use that to sabotage you as well, because I'm always saying, I'm not able to do what it was that I was able to do at the beginning, and so I don't get as much as I should get. But the truth is, I'm probably getting it just in all these different ways. And so the same could be said with you. I know sometimes when I see certain things happening, when I'm able to see what I'm able to see, and my intuition is telling me that it's one person who's doing something. Once I get that gut feeling, once my intuition kicks in, somebody, whoever it is that may be doing it, if I feel like sometimes when I get too close to them, when I'm starting to figure it out, then what they do is they would throw 1,000 other people in the mix. And it's so that you won't trust yourself. You won't go with what you know, because now it's all these other people who are thrown out there, and so now you're confused. But that's the whole purpose, for them to make you confused about what it is you know, and so you would doubt yourself, you would doubt that intuition that you have. So that's for somebody. Trust your intuition. Go with what it is that you know. What it is that you know. Have faith in yourself, in your inner God, and know that you are being led in the right direction. So, that said, bless the heart. Let's see what Pisces has in their energy. Thank you. I am doing well today. I am doing great today, actually. How are you, Eddie? What's going on with Pisces here? What's going on with Pisces? I see religious and weight. Hmm. So something's going on with Pisces weight. Could be overweight, underweight, something about their body shape, their type, their body type. This could be what they're going through or somebody else is going through this. This could be something that someone's being done. I see religious here. And so there could be some type of religious group. Someone in some type of religious group. I just seen moon. Hold up, y'all. What was that? Moon phases and endings. Somebody could be doing some type of moon magic over someone's weight, over their body. And this person in some type of religious group. So, you know, we all know what the religious groups are. It could be, it could be the Masons who have a certain religious group. What is it? The Rosicrucians or something like that, I think, are the ones whose group is, it encompasses all the different religions. It doesn't have to be. I'm just throwing stuff out there, y'all. This could be actually somebody who has something to do with being a Christian. This can be a Catholic somewhere. But somebody is doing some type of moon magic here. And so Pisces, I don't know if this is you, Pisces, or if this is someone around a Pisces, someone has to do with a Pisces. Take it how it resonates. But someone here is doing some type of moon work. They're working with the moon phases here in order to do something to someone's weight. Maybe to have them seen in a certain way, to try to knock their confidence somehow here. And it's so sad, y'all, when you talk about religions, you think of people who love God, people who try to do the right thing by people, people who try to uplift people. And here you have someone in some religious group here who's doing the exact opposite. And so that just goes to show you hell could be in anybody. It's the saying they used to say, somebody going to church with the devil tucked in their back pocket. Anybody could just have hell in them. And so what you have here is somebody here attached to some type of religious group here that is going out the way to do something to mess with the way somebody's body type is. And so it really gives me jealousy, because what about you would want to knock a person's self-esteem by messing with their body type? What about you would make you feel like you rather see a person out of shape or underweight, or something about them that's not healthy that makes you feel good? It really is giving me jealous. And it's so sad that you have people who call themselves people of God who are doing stuff like this in the background. Jealous here. Or don't want somebody to see themselves for who they are. Don't want someone to feel confident in themselves. And I just seen that it's men. And so you could have men here doing work around the moon, call themselves in some religious group, that's doing the exact opposite of anything that has to do with God should be ashamed of yourselves. But you know what they say, when people call themselves of God and they purposely mislead others, in this case is what they're doing when they purposely mislead others who are also trying to be people of God, then you are punished way more than other people are punished, because you're misleading people who are trying to do the right thing by people here. You making these people feel like it's okay to do the wrong thing. And so for whoever it is attached to these religious groups, or this particular religious group, that may be a group of men that feel like something about God is telling them to mess with a person's weight so they won't be confident. Ooh, I just said. I'm not going to say that. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves, though. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And whoever it is that you lead, as far as religion goes, need to leave you. And whatever it is that you're included in, and go join some other religious group, some other church, whatever it is that you're involved in, they need to go and join something else, because y'all are trash. And what you're doing is raising hell and trying to put hell in people's lives instead of building them up like you should be doing. And so you're giving the opposite again. You're being the opposite of a godly person. And what's the opposite of that? And so don't let these people fool you just because they hide behind certain religions. You know, you judge a person by their actions. And here you have somebody who is purposely trying to tear somebody down in the background. And so when you purposely trying to tear somebody down in the background, you should be doing more work on yourself than focus on anybody else here. There's some type of jealousy that comes about people who will focus on something like that. You call yourself in a religious group and you focus on somebody's weight, somebody's confidence they have in themselves and the way that they look, something is wrong with you. You don't need to be leading anybody. Because what you should want is everybody to be confident in themselves. That's what you should want. That's what you should be teaching. Confidence. God is a confidence God, a confident God. If He is a part of us, then why should we not be confident? It's one thing to be humble and confident, and it's another thing to be conceited and arrogant here. And I feel like somebody's confidence is bothering a person. It may be coming off as being arrogant to them, but they could be coming off as being invasive to you, because why are they focused so hard on you and what you think about yourself? Why do they want to see you in a state where your self-esteem is low? It's something about their mental state. Something about that is not right. And so for anybody in whatever kind of religious group that is targeting somebody, you're probably in the wrong religious group, because God isn't telling you to target anybody. You either building people up and teaching them about God Himself and His love and His forgiveness, or you doing the work of the devil. It is just what it is. You don't have love in your heart when you're trying to tear somebody down. And for you to have people underneath you that you're teaching to do the same thing that you are doing, or maybe you're not teaching them, maybe you're just A small group of y'all are just doing it on your own. I keep seeing trying to control you. And so these people are doing this to try to control you. Maybe they feel like the lower your self-esteem is, the easier you are to control. And for that, I'll say go directly against them, whoever this is. They don't want you to say anything. Seeing throat chakra. They want to shut you up here. But I would say talk even louder, because these people are trash and they're not teaching work of the Lord here. They're not teaching God's love and God's forgiveness. They're teaching hatred and control here. And if God gives people free will, then who are you to try to control them and what it is that they do? You know, you lead by example. You don't lead by control. That's not what we're here to do, control the masses. I was debating on whether or not I want to say something, but the truth is, that's kind of stuff that the government does. They do things to try to control you. That's what they want to do. They want to control the masses. So if you in a church and that's the kind of job that you want to have, then maybe you should go join the army or something. Maybe you ought to be a politician or something where everybody can look up to you and you can have control over certain things. Because in a church, that's not what we go to church for, to be controlled. And that's why a lot of people are scared away from churches, because people in the church or people of certain religions are so judgmental and want to control every aspect of other people's lives. They feel like if you're going to be a part of this, then you have to do this, that, and the other. And it should not be that way. Everybody here to learn, and we all on different paths to learn what we have to learn. And a church is supposed to be accepting. Religions supposed to be accepting of people and who they are. And jealousy is a demon, just to put that out there. So you might want to get rid of that if you're just jealous of what a person has to say and how they say it, if you are afraid that you may be called out, because you are. I'm calling y'all out right now. Right now. And so instead of coming for somebody here who's not coming for you, who you just look at and you have hatred in your heart for, you may need to ask yourself, why do you hate yourself? Because that's what it stems from. You look at yourself as being inadequate and you feel like you tearing down somebody else is going to help lift you up. And it's not. At the end of the day, when you finish trying to tear me down, you're still going to be inadequate. And that's a problem that you have to fix. It's not anybody else's fault. You got to get rid of the jealousy and allow the God that you worship to come into your heart and heal your heart space, because you're an unhealed person and you're in here being tasked with healing others. Imagine I'm a person who can't sing, but I'm teaching other people how to sing. Don't make sense, does it? Imagine I'm a person who don't know my job at McDonald's, but I'm the trainer. Doesn't make sense, does it? Same thing in church. Same thing for you in church. If you don't know how to handle your position that you are in, then it should be reevaluated by somebody who does know how to handle it. And so I'm just throwing that out there. Moving forward, what else is going on with Pisces here? What else is this Pisces? family. Could be somebody's family. Cousins, aunts, uncles here, grandparents here, nephews, nieces here. Your family. Whether it's step parents, whether it's step sisters, step siblings, whether it's in-laws here. This is somebody's family here who is part of some religion here, a religious family here who's going out the way to do work on someone's moon magic. They're working with the moon phases to cause somebody problems with their body. You are hateful. You are a hateful. I'm trying not to cuss. You're a very hateful person, and some needs to happen. Black here. I see riddance, transition. Somebody may be about to transition soon, and so I would think you'd be trying to get closer to God instead of worry about what somebody's body shape is and whether or not they're confident in themselves. Because if you leave here tomorrow, you won't be going to see God, at least not for nothing but a second, for you to be judged at all the BS you did while you was here in his name. Ignorance is bliss, but I really don't feel like it. Well, maybe it is. Fastidious here, very attentive to and concerned about the accuracy of detail here. Could be somebody here. Concerned about what it is that you're saying, concerned about what it is that you're doing. Maybe focused on what they think is right and what they think is wrong, and that's not for them to judge. Judge and you shall be judged. For sure, you're not part of some religion or consider yourself this religious person, and you've never heard that. Judge and you shall be judged. They say, let the first one without sin cast a stone. While people were trying to judge, while people had their own opinions. If you don't like it, then go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Go focus on you because there's something not right with you. And so for you to be trying to correct another person out here, something wrong with that. Something is wrong with that. And somebody might be on your last leg anyway. And I am not trying to be funny, but the card says it's this black card, transition, riddance. Something is about to change in your life. And you should be focused more on that than trying to change somebody's weight. Because what? Are you a big person? Do you have a problem with your weight and you want other people to have a problem with theirs? Is there some self-esteem issue that you are dealing with? Because if you got a little bit closer to God, then maybe you wouldn't be going through what you're going through. You know, if you knew what real confidence was, then maybe you know it don't just have to do with looks. And so you trying to change someone's looks. That wouldn't be one of the first things you come for here. But I wouldn't take this too lightly. I wouldn't take that too lightly. Spiritually stalking, trying to oppress somebody, make them not confident and moving forward with their life here, to make them not step in the life that God has given them? Were you not successful in your life? Were you not able to serve your divine purpose? Is that why you're in the background trying to stop somebody else's? Because you were never able to get to yours? Maybe you are to question why you weren't able to get to yours. Just saying, focus on yourself instead of focusing on other people here. Trying to stop your money. Trying to stop your money. Now, why would you be trying to stop someone's money? Are you trying to play God and play religious at the same time? I feel like that's what's going on here. This person is faking. You can't do both. You can't be trying to play God's position and acting like you're a person of God at the same time. You want to stop someone's money. You want to stop their success in life. You want to stop their purpose that God has them living. You want to stop the things that God has given them. And again, this is why people shy away from certain religious groups. This is why certain people opt to just be spiritual in a sense that they get more close to God. They build a relationship with God themselves instead of joining these religious groups who feel like they can do a certain thing, who feel like they have certain control over people's lives, who feel like they want to make someone's life be what they want it to be, who feels like they can discipline somebody when somebody's not doing what they think they should be doing. Yeah, I just see endings. Death could definitely be endings. Could be endings to a situation. It could mean that's what's coming to this person. That could be this transition right here. But something's going down in a couple of weeks here. And whatever it is, I hope it brings back someone's life that somebody here is trying to stop. And so whether that's this person realizing whatever it is that they've done here, whatever they trying to do, I hope it's a learning phase for you. I see bribe here. And I also see a wicked man will take a bribe in secret to pervert the course of justice here. And so somebody could have been bribed to do this. This could be a person in some type of religious group here that was bribed to do some type of work over somebody here. Naive. That's what this person is. Naive. And there's a special place for people like you. It's a special place for people like you. Private party. There's an appointed time when the holy ones will get back everything that they lost. And open reproof is better than concealed love, Tim. Consider this as my open reproof. Aquarius. Aquarius could have something to do with this. Aquarius could be a religious Aquarius who is thirsty Aquarius. Do anything for clout, do anything for money. This person has been bribed, but this person could have been the one who paid the briber. Something about an Aquarius here. This person was bribed to do something here. You call yourself a religious person here. I think you're a person of God, and you being bribed to try to tear down somebody else. It's trash to me. It is trash to me. Community effort, endings. Something is ending for somebody here. Maybe it's an ending to people being misled here, but I seen community effort. So again, it tells me there is more than one person who is doing this. More than one person here. And I did see it's men, and so could very well be all men or the majority of men here doing something here. All right, what else? Buddy, anxiety, buddy, somebody's buddy, somebody's side piece, somebody's secret person, somebody's friends with benefits. There's a snake out here being bribed to do things. On one hand, they probably one of those people who drive around with the cross hanging in their car or wear the chain with the cross on it. And on the other hand, they out here doing evil work to people, trying to bring people down, trying to make people feel less than, trying to control people by making them feel like trash. Fortunately for y'all, I know that I am a treasure. I know that I am one of God's most treasured treasures. Mystic. And so what you think you're doing to me, it's not working. What you think you're doing to me is going to return back to you. What you think you are doing to me, it may even hit your children when that return to sender comes back. What you think you are doing to me may be just something you're going to have to deal with yourself when push come to shove. And so if I was y'all, I would stop sending out all that energy to make somebody feel less than, because everybody is not as strong as I am. Everybody doesn't have a real or a sincere connection to the Most High like I do. Some people just fake it. Some people just hide behind the name of certain religions. So I can guarantee you, when it comes back, you're not gonna feel as confident as I am. All right, what else? Supportive. What's supportive? see a credit card here. Somebody may be supporting somebody. Somebody may have given someone a credit card. I see Gemini here. A Gemini may have given somebody a credit card. I see trying to stop your money again. A Gemini may have given somebody some type of credit card and be supporting them, doing whatever it is that they're doing. This person, again, we already seen bribe. Somebody bribed a person in some type of religious organization to do what it is that they're doing. And for whatever reason, that religious organization that they're in don't tell them that they're doing something wrong. I don't know what kind of religious organization you could be in. It don't sound like the church. It may very well be that, like those Masons. What is it, the Rosicrucians? I don't know if I'm saying that right. It could very well be something like that because this don't sound like a church. Like it doesn't make sense for somebody attached to a church to be bribed to do dirty things like this to someone. And for the card to say it's men, that's definitely giving like one of those secret organizations here. And somebody here may have given somebody a credit card, and so they have access to the money to be able to do stuff around the moon phases to jeopardize somebody's weight. But it's an ending coming to something here. I've got ending and death so many times, too many times to count. And so you might think you're getting away with it, but what you're doing is causing your days to be shortened with what it is that you're doing if you don't change what it is that you do and how you do it. You know, when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And so while you're in the background thinking you're winning, you may just be the biggest loser. It says they're threatening a child. They are threatening a child. And what did I just say when it comes down to people and bullies and how they work? And so what you have in this adult that's a part of this organization here, that is some type of religious organization that are threatening children here. They're threatening kids. And so this is a group that needs to be torn down. This is a group that needs to no longer exist. You know, we talk about these people essaying kids. But what about when you're mentally abusing children here and you're hiding behind religions to mentally abuse children? Don't we call those cults? What was the cult called when the person over the cult just convinced everybody that they were going to die and go to God, and everybody drank the poison? This is someone here who wants mind control over something. They are trying to control things about people. We got that earlier when I first started this. They want control over something here. They want control over a person. This is their way of controlling you by coming for your confidence. And so if they're controlling you, then you know that they would be controlling other people, be it children, other group members. This is what they want to do here. It has nothing to do with religions. It has everything to do with control. See, contact a lawyer here. This may be a lawsuit somebody have against whatever religious group this is here. I can't stand to see people walking around with the crosses on like they are. That's just what it reminds me of, y'all. The people that walk around with them crosses. They wearing a cross. Like they are so involved and so godly, representing what Jesus died on. You drive around with the crosses in their car. Yeah, I'm not coming for them. I'm just saying this is what it reminds me of. The people like that who want to represent so hard, but their reality and the way that they live life goes directly against what it is that they are trying to represent. I see practitioners here. And so what you have is what seems like to be a secret society, a cult of people who call themselves religious, who are getting paid here to do things to cause somebody problems with their weight. And they're threatening a child, and so it may be in all actuality they could have children who are they are threatened to do this, because I'm looking at here, Proverbs chapter 20 verse 11 says even a child is known by his actions, whether his behavior is pure and right. So don't think just because you're a child doing this or a young adult doing this that you won't have any consequences for it. If you're old enough to know right from wrong, you're old enough to deal with the karma that comes with whatever it is that you are purposely doing that's wrong. So don't let these people fool you and make you look stupid. Don't let these people fool you and think just because you're getting paid that you won't reap the consequences here. And so when your karma starts to kick in, and them people that paid you can't do anything about it, that may be just your lesson that you have to learn, because this could very well be a child here or a young adult who's doing this. I see siblings. This could be someone's brother or sister that could have paid for it or could be being paid to do it here. But it's something about a child. And I see can't get in. So maybe a child is being told to do something so they could be part of the group here. I'll leave this dumb group alone, because that's what this is. Pure ignorance here. It's not they shouldn't even be hiding under a religion, because this is hate. This is a hate group here. Gang stalking, spiritually stalking. So this is a hate group that severely oversteps their boundaries here. You have no privacy here. This is a hate group that watches people who they feel threatened by here. This is people who hide under the religious aspect of things while they do hateful things to people, while they focus on ways that they can control people. And with practitioner coming out and control and moon phases come out, it tells me that this religious group practices some type of like voodoo or hoodoo, or what is the Spanish one, Santeria or something like that. I don't know what it's called, y'all, but y'all know what I'm talking about. This is somebody who's getting paid. Somebody's own family member who's getting paid to do something here. Somebody's own family who is in some type of religious group, calls themselves a religious group, who practices hate. And they're getting paid here to possibly come for their own family member. I seen white. They're getting paid here to come for their own family member here, sibling, eating disorders. So they're trying to give you an eating disorder here. And herein lies what it is right here. Anorexia, undereating, bulimia, overeating here. And so if you gaining weight and can't figure out why, they've done some type of overeating spell on you where they want you to overeat here. And they may have you trying to gain weight in all the wrong places here. And I keep seeing white. I told y'all white is the last name of some of my siblings that I didn't grow up with. One of them in which act like they were going kind of crazy when I stopped talking to them. And I thought that was weird, by the way. I thought that was so weird. These could be white people. I don't know what white means for you, though. They could drive a white car, whatever white means for you. But I told y'all, siblings has came out several times now. And so there could be a sibling last name White here, um, who may have paid somebody to do this, because we did see an Aquarius as well. They could have paid somebody to do this, or somebody could have paid them to do this, but somebody took a bribe here. And they're doing whatever they have to do for money in order to try to make someone less confident about themselves, so they could be more likely to be able to be controlled. And so this is something y'all need to take heed to, because there are several groups of people out there who manipulate things, who try to do things based off control. And so the lower your self-esteem is, the less confident you are about yourself, the easier it is for them to be able to do what it is that they're trying to do. The easier it is for them to convince you to join the crowd. I don't know if y'all, some of y'all was raised by parents, some of y'all was raised by the wolves, that saying they used to say. But, if you was raised by a decent person, you probably had heard of the saying, if your friends go jump off that bridge, you're going to jump off right behind them. And this is the case here. But somebody's jumped off the edge and they taking these people right behind them here. It's like a rope. They just pulling them people right behind them. And the easiest way to convince you to jump off right behind is to offer you some money. And so when you think about why, or the results of you jumping off that bridge behind that person, what good is the money gonna do? And it may not be a physical death, but you have to look at it in terms of a spiritual death, because this is what y'all working in the spirit. And so don't think for one second that you can die of a spiritual death, and them little powers you think you have won't work anymore, and that pull you think you have won't pull anymore. And then you be the one reaping all the pain of what it is you've sown when it came down to other people here, because you just wanted some extra money while you're hiding behind religion. Because people don't know any better, don't realize that this is hate. This has nothing to do with religion. This is hate. What religion practices hate. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. Just take that shit to trial. We already seen contact a lawyer here. And so this is what somebody needs here. Because you have a bunch of codependent. Maybe you have a bunch of codependent people who are being paid to do things in your energy here. And what you need to do is come for their money so they won't have nothing to give anymore. Maybe that's what you need to do. Make sure they have no money to survive on, since they want to come for yours, since they want to come for your confidence, since they are so focused on doing things to try to tear you down while they hide in the dark back there, while they steady recruit people to come in and join their team, their cult, where they practice hate and do things to try to ruin the lives of people. Somebody's gonna suffer a death. I don't know what kind of death it is. Maybe for your sake, it's the death of an ego. But that card came out too many times, so I better be careful out here. I hate for the last thing you're doing is trying to cause problems for somebody else when you taking out of here. So be careful out here in these streets.